Hey Gemini, this is Michael with your March 2023 reading. I do hope that this finds you well. March is perhaps the most significant month of this year, so definitely pay attention. I'd check out the astrology blog if I were you, just really get a good sense of what is going on, not only for this month, but actually for the next few years with Saturn entering into Aquarius, and we're actually getting a sneak peek for the next 2 decades as Pluto briefly dips into Aquarius later this month as well. For you, Gemini, there's a lot of focus on your career and public image, or just the role you fill in the world at large. This is really compounded by the fact that Saturn is moving into the sign of Pisces for you, and this is actually going to be making this a cycle that's really, really profound for the next 3 years, really helping you figure out what it is that you're supposed to be doing or what it is that is most fulfilling to you. But it's not necessarily always going to be easy either. So let's kind of take a moment to really dive in and understand how you can best maneuver through these energies that are rapidly shifting in the month of March. If you're excited for this month's reading, then definitely be sure to hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification so you can always stay up to date with what's in the cards for you. For those of you who are brand new to my channel, my name is Michael, and I utilize tarot and tropical astrology to intuit monthly forecasts for your zodiac sign. Now, March is such a pivotal month. I'm actually offering 20% off all of my services if you use the code PIVOTAL on my website. You can find links for personal readings and distance Reiki sessions in the description of this video, as well as links for the astrology blog and all of my other social media accounts. Okay, Gemini, so as I'm shuffling here, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the astrology happening in March. March 2nd is actually really, really interesting to me. We have your ruling planet going into the sign of Pisces, and this could be have you communicating with people kind of in the world at large, maybe talking to a lot of people, networking in some way. There's just a lot of focus and a lot of communication at work or, again, on a public platform of some kind. We do also have Venus coming together with Jupiter in the sign of Aries, and this is where it really feels like a networking opportunity for me. You could be blessed by meeting the right person at the right time, or you could just be getting support from the universe at large through another vehicle, whether that's a person or just some sort of opportunity. The second is honestly a really great time to manifest. And I think Venus and Jupiter together in your 11th house in Aries for you really is a huge blessing, because this is the area of the chart that rules over networking. It rules over opportunities, and I really feel like there's something beautiful coming in here for you. Interesting that the first two cards I pull are actually the Two of Wands and the Emperor, and this really does just feel like networking with a very powerful figure. Interesting that the Emperor actually is Aries energy, so that's kind of coming in here. The person you're connecting with could be an Aries, but I feel like this is just kind of signifying, again, someone who's very established, someone who's very powerful, someone who has a lot of status and can potentially elevate you. Maybe you are communicating with this person kind of feels like electronically. It might just be a good idea to also send out resumes or to just reach out and kind of shoot your shot, so to speak. But I feel like there's really the potential for a lot of you to be connecting with a powerful person this month, and someone who can kind of help you achieve your goals. So that's very, very interesting. And again, you're very focused on career this month, especially if you are a Gemini rising. Show us clearly, please, what is going on for Gemini this month. We have the Magician, which is interestingly Mercury energy, or your ruling planet. The Magician is all about manifesting. It's about putting things together. It's about assembling things. And honestly, I feel like this is still in the first week of March. Like, you're feeling something is shifting. You're feeling something is about to happen, and it's like you're preparing for it. I almost feel like this sense of like you're getting ready to go on this quest, or you're getting ready to embark on the next chapter in your life. And there's kind of this excitement, there's this nervousness. And it's not to say that it's going to be easy either. I feel like there are some challenges ahead. I'm just being realistic. Rather you be prepared for them. But I feel optimistic overall. And I think with Saturn going into Pisces on the 7th, this is really interesting because this is the same day that we have a full moon in Virgo. Maybe some of you are relocating or you're thinking about relocating. Whoa, just as I say that, I get the Three of Wands, which is a card very often indicating travel. You're seeing again into this horizon with the Two of Wands, and something is now building in the month of March. And it feels like what you are putting out will be returned to you. If you're trying to make something, if you're trying to succeed at something, I do feel like you will see something returning to you. Something is coming in. Your ships are coming in, so to speak. And if you've made some sort of trade or some sort of investment, maybe that's the thing that's manifesting with all of this too. I could definitely see that. But yeah, I feel like some of you literally could be like preparing for a trip or preparing for a move or some sort of travel. And oftentimes when we move, there is a new job. Or sometimes when we get a new job, there is relocating. So it does feel connected to me. For this group. And again, this is a general reading. Not all of these messages will apply to each and every one of you, so do take what resonates and leave the rest behind. But I feel like overall there is this focus on moving forward. What else do we have? What else do we have? Finances might be something that feels a little tricky right now with the Five of Pentacles. And it's funny, Gemini, we've had Mars in your sign for the past 7 months. Mars has been in Gemini since the end of the end of August. And it went retrograde, and now in March, not until the end of March, around the 25th, we have Mars finally going into Cancer. And I think the struggle has been real for you, Gemini, and I think there actually could be a lot of exhaustion, honestly, this month, just thinking of the astrology, and maybe even some burnout or disillusionment in some way. Like you're feeling like you need to, go somewhere else to get your happiness with the Nine of Cups and Seven of Swords. Very, very interesting. But with Mars in your second house in Cancer, it feels like there could be conflict or tension regarding money or finances. Maybe there are people fighting over money. I actually am getting that, interestingly. But it's like with the Seven of Swords and Nine of Cups, like you're still making things happen. I think some of you might be cutting your losses in order to pursue something that feels really significant or important to you. And we do have the Eight of Cups. Yes, a lot of you are leaving a situation behind. That's true. And maybe even moving again. What else is going on? With Saturn in Pisces for the next 3 years, there could be a lot of lessons. There could be a lot of restriction. There could be hardship. Maybe some of you are actually leaving a job. Excuse me. Some of you could be leaving a job situation. Or, yikes. Maybe you're having a hard time speaking up and you're finally speaking up as you're leaving. But with this Eight of Cups, I feel like a lot of you have been in a situation where, yeah, there is that burnout. There is that fatigue. And it's almost like that's the thing that's kept you in it, because it's like, well, if I just keep going, I'll see this to the end. But it's like you're either realizing the end isn't as near as you thought it was, or there is no end in this situation. And so you're pursuing your happiness elsewhere. You're seeing this kind of broken situation, this leaky roof. There's all of these pots, these kind of band-aids, not really solving the problem. Maybe some of you are fixing the roof, but honestly, it feels like you are going out into the night. You're going into new opportunities. And I was talking about Saturn. While Saturn can be restrictive and limiting, ultimately, it's about discipline. It's about hard work and even commitment. So some of you could be committed to changing your career. Maybe that's not even the thing that you're doing this month, but it's like the commitment is what is happening. But I do feel like some of you are moving. I do. Other messages, the High Priestess, trust your intuition. Especially as we have Venus entering into Taurus on the 16th. This is going to be making you more intuitive, especially about love and money. And again, with the new moon in Aries, I actually think this might be one of the most important times for you to manifest again this month. This is happening on the 21st. And this is just a very lucky time for you to do some sort of magic or intention setting or ritual with the High Priestess, but I really want you to manifest. Kind of looking at this magician here too again. There's a lot of manifesting for you this month. What else do we have? What do we have for relationships? Anything regarding relationships for Gemini? Some of you could be walking away from toxic relationships. This doesn't have to be romantic. This could be close friendships or family members. I'm actually getting like walking away from family members for a lot of you. Can we please clarify this 8 of Swords? Wow, 8 of Swords, 6 of Swords. I keep getting the same messages. You are leaving a lot of things behind, and it feels like you're leaving groups of people behind. Potentially in situations where people are stuck. You have felt stuck. I still feel like there's other people, either in the family or workplace or whatever group this is, that feel stuck or feel powerless. And you're leaving, Gemini, and it's almost like you're leading by example for other people. And you're kind of getting out of your head. Maybe some gaslighting happened. Maybe there was some manipulation or some deception. And you got really caught in your head, or you're kind of second guessing yourself. But I feel like you know ultimately you need to move forward and maybe even cut some people out. Especially if you felt stuck in a situation. And maybe you're strategizing a way to do that. But it feels like you're going in that direction pretty strongly. So again, there's a lot of leaving things behind. No. Tell me about finances. 9 of Pentacles. So there is the potential for abundance. And again, it's like, I almost feel like there is a person or a group you are connecting to this month, Gemini, where it's like, that's almost the thing that's helping you move forward. And there's this abundance. There are abundant opportunities for you. You might be enjoying the finer things in life. King of Pentacles, wow. Yeah, if there's some sort of idea or some sort of new prospect for you, I definitely encourage you to follow through on it. It will take some time to build with the King of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles because this is the slowest moving element. It is the element of Earth, but it is very stable. I actually feel like some of you are going into freelancing, or you're starting a business. Like there's this sort of entrepreneurial energy, or maybe you're just working from home and you are able to travel more. That's something I'm also getting for some of you. You'll definitely have to let me know in the comments down below, like what it is you're aspiring for, what it is you're desiring, because I feel like you're manifesting it. I really, really do. Is there anything else? Anything else for Gemini? We had the Five of Wands. Yeah, I feel like there's some conflict, and honestly, it almost feels a bit like envy. It feels envy. It feels like envy. And it's almost like people who should be celebrating things for you are getting triggered because it's making them realize how stuck they feel. And maybe that's very beneath the surface. Maybe you're kind of reading between the lines there with the High Priestess. But there's some weird energy around you, I'm not going to lie. So maybe just be really selective with who you're spending time with this month, who you're connecting with, especially like with family or coworkers. I'm going to pull some animal cards for you. What is the animal messenger for Gemini? Show us clearly, please. We do have the moth. You are going through a transformation right now. This may be kind of a lonely period, a dark night of the soul, but you are becoming more stable. You are transforming. You are losing one part of yourself, the caterpillar, and dissolving in the chrysalis in order to become what you were meant to be. So there is this transformation that is happening. And the thing with the moth, too, it's like, don't be drawn to the flame. Don't be drawn to something that's shiny and new just because it seems warm and bright and exciting. You do need to be discerning with some opportunities here. And don't get stuck in the same patterns. Don't get stuck or distracted by people who aren't actually aligned with you. That's something I'm also getting as well. Because the moth energy, moths evolved to track starlight and moonlight. That's why they're drawn to flames, but that artificial light kind of messes with their intuition. It messes with this navigation system. So do keep that in mind. And I'm getting this specifically about people, actually. What else do we have? We have spider. Yeah, I feel like you're supposed to be off in the corner kind of weaving a web right now. And like I feel like work is requiring you to focus and maybe even travel with the camel here. But it's like you're weaving something and maybe weaving off in the corner, but you are building a web. You are making yourself attractive. And I mean that manifestation-wise, but maybe it is also for the right person too. You're building something sustainable and for the long term. The camel is really interesting because it's like you have what you need. You have this wellspring of water in you. Even if there's this tension or this conflict around you, you are able to move forward. And so have faith. Know where your power comes from. Know where your sovereignty comes from. And I think those are all the messages I have for you this month, Gemini. Be sure to hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification so you can always stay up to date with these readings. Definitely let me know in the comments how this was resonating for you. This feels like a really important month for you to kind of dedicate to your purpose or your cause or your mission. And all of my links are in the description box down below. Again, I have the sale on my website in March, so if you want to get 20% off any reading, definitely book now rather than later. I will be taking some time off. I'm doing a meditation retreat myself, so wish me luck. It'll be super, super intense. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, Gemini.